The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay.
Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple123 Trader. Welcome to the Auto123 Showcase webinar. Glad to have you here. Very excited to have everybody join us this morning, the New York session. And we will start momentarily. We'll give everybody a few minutes to settle in. Really, again, appreciate everyone joining us. I hope everybody's doing well and are safe out there from all of life's little maladies that are going on right now. With me this morning is the co-founder of ForexMentor.com, Mr. Peter Bain.
Good morning, everybody.
And with me also from New Jersey, on the other side of the country, Peter is with me here in Victoria, beautiful British Columbia, where we are. And with me from New Jersey is Mr. George Pitcher.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, George. Good morning, Peter. So again, we'll give everybody a minute or so to settle in, and I'll just put up a little disclaimer page here so that everybody can get an idea of the performance and guarantees and so forth, warranties and all that kind of stuff, the legalese, as it were. All right, we'll give another minute to make sure everybody's settled in, and then I'll hand it over to Peter. Peter is going to start off with some words of wisdom. All right, Peter, you are on.
Well, folks, you're in for a real treat. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. This is the most exciting event in the history of Forex Mentor, which Vic and I started some 20 years ago. Vic and I have had many successes over the years, and we are still in business. That's not too shabby. But nothing can rival what we are about to announce today. We are unveiling our revolutionary new tool to take your Forex trading to the next level. Lennox Chambers introduced our current S123 trading system back in 2017. Since that time, he and the Forex Mentor team have used that powerful trading strategy to train thousands of traders how to consistently trade the Forex market profitably. As if that wasn't enough, they wanted to go where few others have dared to venture and create the ultimate trading tool. They wanted to further refine their trading system to take all the guesswork out of your trading. Over the past 8 months, the team has worked tirelessly to create a tool that would automate the entire S123 Forex trading process. Well, today's the day that we are announcing the launch of our Auto123 automated trading tool that automates the whole process of finding, entering, and exiting trades. So strap in and listen up closely, folks. You're in for one heck of a ride, starting with George Pitcher. Before I turn it over to George, I should mention that he has been a member of Forex Mentor since 2008. He is an excellent trader and programmer who used to run his own high-tech business. He is located in New Jersey. Lennox has been with us for the past 4 years. He too is an excellent trader and programmer who has a very impressive track record, having traded options for the past 20 years. I don't know anybody else who has turned $5,000 US into $30,000 US in 30 days. Take it away, George.
Good morning, everyone. Now, I first had the opportunity of listening to Lennox's simple 123 method in 2017. Boy, I was indeed very impressed of the development of a system that works not only in Forex, but virtually any equity, indices, commodities, stocks, or options. It was a fantastic system. Now, I have worked with Forex mentor people for many years, so I contacted Peter to get an introduction to Lennox. I really liked the simplicity of his analysis and was eager to gain an understanding of the method. Now, I quickly saw that I could create an indicator based upon what he was teaching, and then this indicator could be added to the MetaTrader platform to show not only the 1, 2, 3 points, but potential entry levels and most important, target levels. This separates the system from most others. So in October of 2017, we introduced the indicator that works on MetaTrader. It was an immediate success and provided a great teaching tool so that you could easily follow all of Lennox's videos and webinars and put them on your own chart so you could see exactly what was going on. Now, the next step was to detail potential trades. So in January of 2018, we introduced the auto wave calc that is posted to your chart and suggests trades for you. Now members could use the top-down approach that Lennox teaches to evaluate the trades. This auto wave calc greatly simplified the search for pairs showing promise. Now it became evident that we could create alerts and email members when a trade was setting up. So in June of 2018, we started sending email alerts to members, and they could have emails sent whatever time zone they want, Asia, London, New York, and they could select the pairs that they want to look at so they didn't have to look at everything. Their pairs were either major pairs or the minor pairs or even some exotic pairs. Now we could finally email members at any time the market was open. And it became obvious that we could start the development of now an Auto123 system that embodied all the concepts and looked for potentially profitable trades. Well, unfortunately, this proved to be not an easy task, but we didn't give up and we were making great progress and continued to push forward. By November of 2020, we decided to manually update a spreadsheet of the major pairs initiated on the 1 hour time frame that we sent to members. So every email we sent to members for the 1 hour time frame and the major pairs, we posted to our spreadsheet. We started the spreadsheet with $5,000 and decided to only trade 1/10 of a lot for every major 1 hour pair. Now, each week we manually updated the spreadsheet with all the trades and showed those that went to completion, those that got stopped out, or those that never traded because they just didn't move in either direction. And we cut them off in 7 hours. If there was no trade initiated, we just put it in as no trade. Now, this worked well, but the time was time consuming. Now in January, one of our members developed a spreadsheet method that extracted all our emails and automatically moved each trade according to the rules we had established to enter a target or a stop, or no trade, of course. Each week, every trade is manually reviewed to make sure it is functioned properly according to our rules. Now, 9 months later, the original $5,000 has increased 136% to $11,794.50. So we now have proof that the 123 system works. So by April of this year, we started beta testing our Auto123 system. Members welcomed the opportunity to test the system on demo platforms. During this period, we made many changes to the system and began to show promising pairs and a couple of platforms that worked quite well using this method. By June, the Auto123 system was considered to be stable, and we are now introducing the system to new members who wish to learn about Lennox's method and to have a system that performs like our manual system. Now I would like to turn it over to my mentor, Lennox, to show you more detail about what the system is capable of. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Lennox, please
Thank you, George. Thank you, Peter. Nice intro. Again, welcome everyone. We have been working at this tirelessly, George and I. We burn the midnight lamps practically every week, every night, I should say, and it's we're finally at the stage where we can say yes, we're ready to go. What I want to talk about before we get into the stuff is how manual trading. I've been trading since the 90s, the mid 90s. I went through the .com era. Was trading a lot of options, and that was my forte, was trading options, and it was an exciting time in those years, and didn't even know about the Forex. I remember seeing the word Forex in the early 2000s or somewhere in that area, and I never even bothered to take a look at it. It just didn't think about Forex whatsoever. It wasn't until I met Peter, the co-founder of forexmentor.com, that I started to take a serious look at Forex. But I've always traded my 123 system manually, and it's not like it's my system per se. I refined a system that I learned from a gentleman from Texas. He was a commodities trader, and he had this system where he traded the weekly commodity. He traded the weekly time frame with commodities using 123 setup that he would spot on the weekly chart, and he would stay in for months. And I was quite impressed with that. So I thought, okay, let's see if this really works. And I started to study it along with the Elliott wave theory and so forth, and got into it. And I realized that it did work indeed. And so I thought, okay, let's see if I could write a program that would show me 123s on charts and so forth. And that's how I came about writing the wave calculator, the manual wave calculator back in the 90s. I wrote that, and here we were. Here I was trading options using this, and buying stocks and so forth, until I met Peter in 2017, where, okay, I could actually use this on the Forex as well, and he was quite impressed with that. So when I started with the Forex, this is just a quick screenshot of one of my trades. I started off trading 10 lots at a time, because I came from options where I traded 10 contracts at a time. So I thought, okay, 10 lots seemed reasonable to trade. I just didn't do any study on it, in depth. I just kind of jumped in looking for 1, 2, 3 patterns and just started trading 10 lots. And, I could make a lot of money real quick. So I didn't really, again, realize so much that, okay, I'm up 65 pips. So, okay, that's 10 lots is $6,500 and so on. And it took me a while to really understand money management. And thanks to George, my mentor, he helped me with the money management portion of this this crazy game that we play. So that helped me along the way. And now I don't really trade 10 lots at a time anymore. I still can if I want to and so forth, but I tend to go more into the 2 to 5 lot range because you don't have to go gung ho like that to make money. I can still make $6,000 or whatever by trading two lots, 3 lots. It's not necessary for you to do 10 lots at a time. This is a screenshot. Actually, I was going to show a video of this, but this is a screenshot of some trades. So just to kind of go over what I'm talking about here. The key thing here is trading manually. It's very difficult. So I just wanted to let you understand. And so this screenshot here shows this was my live account. You can see right up here in the top corner. This was a screenshot from my live account, and it's showing. We just changed the color on that so everybody can see it. It's right up there. It's live. This is showing. So again, this is taken from a video that I did, and it's showing a number of manual trades that I did. And in this case here, I had 0 losses during this time. So you can trade manually, and I was trading one. You can see size 1 lot, 1 lot. It's all 1 lots here. So just to show you that it is possible to trade manually and make money, you can do it, but it's very taxing. It's taxing physically, mentally, all those kind of words you can think of. It's very difficult. I could take $2,000 and turn it into $10,000 and so on, no problem, doing that. But it's just brutal on the physical and the mental to be watching the charts and doing this all the time. So these numbers, they're not huge, but they add up real quick, and that's the whole key to increasing your account. You make sure that if you do lose, the losses are small, but if you do win, your losses are bigger than your wins, and that's the whole key to winning. So just to show you that manually, yes, we can do it, but we thought, okay, there's got to be a better way to do this than to be doing this manually. So that's why we decided to go with the Auto123. So here is what George was talking about was our the alert system. So the Auto123 is built based on the alert system. So we send out alerts each week, each hour, and these are the results for each week during that time. And I'm just going to show you that in the last 4 weeks, the first time we've had a series of losses, which is amazing. We had quite a run. Let me just show you here's the real chart. So we started back in November, and you can see we had quite a run where we had no losses whatsoever. And we thought we were doing fantastic, and we were, right? Everything's looking really good. And then we finally got a loss, and it was a small one. So okay, yeah, that's no problem. And then we had another loss in June, another small one, and another small loss here in July, and now 3 losses in a row. So 4 in a row here. So this is going to happen, but overall, you can see that our percentage gain is quite nice. 136% gain. Your initial $5,000 turned to $6,700, almost $6,800, and we're only using 0.1 lot. That's the key takeaway. 0.1 lot. So if I had was using one lot, this would be $67,900 and some odd dollars. So that's quite a difference, you know, if you're being a little bit more aggressive. But 36% gain is you know, superb. I think anyone would be quite happy with those kind of returns. All right, so that's trading the alerts manually. Again, very, very taxing, very challenging. Like I say, emotionally and physically draining. You got to, you know, you're prone to all these mistakes, and you can really realistically only manage one account at a time. So it becomes very, very challenging. It's quite a challenge. You know, I was up for the challenge for quite a while, and I just started getting burnt out, to tell you the truth. Okay. Similar to how I'm kind of feeling right now, writing the Auto123 program. Programming, I wanted to step away from programming, but I decided to help George out, who he was working on the program, and I decided, okay, I'll step in and help him out. And I'm back into programming again, and now we're kind of at the end of it. So I'm really glad and starting to see the benefits of the program as it works. Okay, so what is the Auto123? Okay, so it is an expert advisor. That's what they call it, expert advisor, EA. So it automatically goes out and finds and executes the trades on MT4 for you. Okay, so we build it on the power of the alerts, and it opens and closes all the trades automatically. It works with any broker, really. But we do find that certain brokers are better than others. Every broker has their own way of doing things, and so on. Some have commissions, some have bigger spreads, all that kind of stuff. So we find that there are, you know, a few brokers that are really reliable and so on. But our members have had success across a variety of brokers. So you can run it on your own PC or on a virtual private server, which is called a VPS. And the VPS is essentially a PC within your PC, but it's in the cloud. You control it just from your own PC, but it's like you're going onto a Google Drive, for instance, and you can, you know, fool around with your stuff on Google Drive. It's similar to that. You've just got everything on the server, and it just runs 24/5 in this case, and you don't have to do anything to it. You control which pairs you want to trade. And like I say, it trades 24/5 without any human intervention. So that's the beauty of Auto123. I asked a nephew of mine who lives in Toronto to help us with the testing and so forth of the alerts, of the Auto123. And he's so busy, you know, he's like, you know, he never gets back to me because he's busy he's got to help his dad with their business and so on and so forth. And you know, I had to finally sit him down and say, listen, you know, all you have to do is just set it and leave it. You don't have to worry about it. But he's so used to the manual portion of trading that he wants to go and look at it every minute and so on. But it's the whole key to it is that you don't have to do that. You can just let it be and let it run. All right. So again, this is the performance. We see that the Auto123 is built on the engine of the alerts, and what we're trying to do was we were trying to mimic the alert system and to see if the Auto123 could do that. And what we found was that yes, it does do quite a good job of mimicking that alert system. So that's the whole key to it. This is our IG live account that we started this back in, I think, in April when we first started releasing the program to the members. So it went through some rough stages because, of course, we introduced the program and what we thought was working quite nicely, the members were finding, oh, hey, this doesn't work and that doesn't work, and maybe you should add this, maybe you should take this out, and so on. So we went through some early stage issues, and we slowly started to build. We just left this account. This account just runs without anyone touching it, because a lot of our members now, yes, they have the Auto123 running, but they still want to manually go in and do things to it. And I'm the same. I look at it and I see something not looking right, so I'll close a trade and so on, or move a stop or whatever. I mean, you can do that if you want to. And so we didn't touch this account. It's just been running steadily all this time. And it's showing a net profit. Again, we're only using 0.1 lot. And it's showing a net profit of about almost $958 here, and doing okay. So batting around 50%. So average profit is about $17, almost $18. Average loss is about $9, almost $10. So it's very close to 50% win rate there. But we think that over time, as we've improved the system, this will get better and better. So that's just a look at that. So again, this is without anyone touching it. It's just running, and that's it. All right. These are just a few words from some of our beta testers. You know, we really appreciate our beta testers. They've been with us, helping us, giving us feedback, criticism, whatever. You know, we can take it. We dish it out, we can take it. So we wanted to get you know, the members involved to help us to make this as good as a system as possible. And we really, again, appreciate their efforts to helping us get this far. This is a win-win-win for everyone involved. So anyone who is involved with us, in the long run, I think the benefits will be there to all that have been involved from day one. Especially, we want to share the wealth, and as we go forward, making this the best EA out there. The key thing is that we built the Auto123 on the 123 system. We have a system that manually works quite well, and it's got a set of rules. And if you follow the rules, then it works. You know, so because it has a set of rules, we could create the Auto123 based on those rules, and that's huge compared to a lot of the robots out there, the EAs out there that don't really have a system, a sound system that they're built on. They just sort of let's try this, try that type of thing. We have a system that it's built on. So the key thing to our system is to have large wins and small losses. And it sounds simple, but that's the simple of it. You need to have a system that wins large and loses small when it does lose, because you do lose. There's no way ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you're looking at joining us, Auto123 is for you if you want a better understanding of the 123 strategy. If you don't have much time, if you want to trade in different time zones, you know, if you have problems controlling your emotions and so forth, this is super for you. If you want to trade multiple accounts, you don't not too great with money management, or you know, your discipline and so forth, this is a great way to do it. If you're inconsistent on how to apply the 123 strategy and so forth, these are the kind of considerations you would have to take into account if you want to join us here. Okay, how we use the system. We suggest you starting off with 0.1 lot or less, depending on your risk tolerance. We want you to, we want you to start off with a demo account and to trade the demo account like you would trade it as a live account. But you want to trade it if, for instance, if you feel that you can safely play with at 0.1 lot on each trade, then you would set your demo account to 0.1 lot. If you think you're good at one lot or higher or whatever, then you do that. But we always suggest that you don't risk more than 1% of your account on any one trade. We've tested religiously on Axie. That's my broker, Axie. I've got a couple of brokers, but Axie is the one that I use, and they work quite well. The IG broker is quite good as well, and there are a couple others. So that's where that is. You also want to trade a minimum of at least 1 month to kind of get a gauge of the performance on your own broker's software. You know, we say 1 month, but you know, realistically, you know, you want to see some results over a longer period, just to be sure that yeah, this is it. I really want to move to the automated world. Okay, you want to start with the recommended pairs. We look at the major pairs primarily. Other people, we have members trading oil and things like that, the S&P 500 and so forth. You can trade whatever you want. However, like we say, we recommend that you start off using the major pairs. These are the ones that trend and are played most widely. So, that's what we would look at. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even mention. We're going to open this up to your mics so that you can ask questions and so forth at the end. I'm sorry I didn't mention that in the beginning. So everyone's muted right now, but we'll take your questions. And I'm sorry I didn't bring that up. Okay, so the system is set up so that we have a 3 risk settings, and we also recommend that you start off with the minimal or conservative risk settings just to get an idea of how everything works. And you can trade different pairs and so on. Like I say, with the majors is what we recommend. All right, so what can you expect? It trades the Forex market automatically, again, with no human intervention. It's not affected by your emotions and so forth. It doesn't get tired. It trades the 24/5 from Sunday afternoon here on the West Coast till Friday afternoon here on the West Coast. That's when the market opens and closes. The program enters pending orders, puts in stops, and you can stop it manually. You can do whatever whatever you want. You can control what pairs you want to trade. You can refine it. What we're trying to do is to refine the system over time. So you can also help us refine it by your feedback. That's what the members have been doing. And we're right at the final stages now where we're releasing it to everyone. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Perfection is our aim, but we all know that perfection is a tough thing to get at. But we're quite proud of it so far. It's been doing quite well overall. Is it glitch free and so forth? No, there's always going to be something we know, but the key to it is to make sure that we can keep abreast of anything that go awry with it. And again, along with your feedback, it's you, the members, that really help us to make this better. And again, it's a win-win-win thing for all of us if we can do that. Okay, what Auto3 is not. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme at all. Okay, if I went back to that chart of IG, you can see that we had this kind of thing. It doesn't. You're not going to get something that's going to do that. It just doesn't work that way. It's something that takes time to build your account. So if you're starting off with 0.1 lot, it's not going to do this for you in a day or a week or 2. It doesn't work that way. It's a very slow process of building your account over time. Okay, so it's not for anyone that's impatient and wants to make $1 million in a week or 2. It doesn't work that way. It's not right all the time. Okay, so we find the alert system. You can see again that 136% return. It's right most of the time, and that's what we want. We like it to be right all the time, but that's not realistic. It's not for anyone that's really super impatient. This is for patient. You got to be patient. It takes time for you to start to see your account build and so forth. Is it the Holy Grail? Well, the 1-2-3 system. I studied the Elliott wave theory. Basically, I always tell everybody I got a PhD in the Elliott wave by studying it over and over and over and over. So, is the Elliott wave a holy grail? No, it's a great system. We don't have the Holy Grail. But that was kind of our aim. But that's realistically, is there a holy grail? That's the key question. All right. I'll do a little demonstration of how it works. So let me just show you what how it works, what it looks like, and so forth. So here I'm back in my live account again, and this is gold here. So basically, how Auto123 works, it's just an EA. It's in your MT4 platform. You put it in there, and you just drag it over to your screen, to whatever chart you want to put it on. So here it shows up on the chart, and it comes up with this screen, got the about information and so on, common settings, inputs. The inputs, this is your home. Basically, this is where you set some parameters, lot size, if you want to trade by account risk, and like we say, 1% we recommend for your account risk. The risk levels, and we have 3 risk levels. We had 4 risk levels. We had an aggressive. We decided to take that off because it was way too aggressive, essentially, and it didn't give as great as results as you would expect. Too many entries, too much drawdown and so forth. So we have a minimalist, a conservative, and a moderate. Moderate consists of up to 5 entries. The conservative consists of up to 3 entries, and the minimalist consists of up to 2 entries. So you then have options for using a buy or sell stop. So essentially, I'll just give you a quick overview of how it works. But you can use a buy or sell stop. You can set break even, so you can move your stops to break even if you wish, and you can use a set stop loss or staggered stop losses. So it's all up to you to decide what you choose. And then we also have one other option here for maximum allowed spread in pips. So if gold, for instance, let's see, gold is 18. It's 1 pip now. Right now it says 18 or 17, so it's showing 1.8 pips, almost 2 pips. So you're okay within the bounds of a 10 pip maximum. So if it was sitting, if we were looking at USD Mexican, for instance, with 290, that's 29 pips, you'd have to set this above 29 at that point. Okay, so that's basically what that means. And dependencies are nothing there to worry about, but that's it. Okay, so that's the interface, and it just automatically, once I click OK, it would automatically stay on the chart and start to trade and start to look for 1, 2, 3 setups. I'm not going to click OK because I already have it on this chart on the server, so I won't do that. All right, so how it works essentially is I'll just do a quick run of it. I've got it in the tester here. I've got the Auto123, the latest version. I've got it on the H1 time frame. This is how it looks when I'm testing it. I've got it set for, I'll set it to moderate mode. I've got these entries set. It's got it set to false for using a buy stop. Break even is set to false, and using a set stop loss is set to true. So if I click OK and then just click run, this is what it does. It just flies through and does all the trades. And I can look at my results. I can look at my graph. This is what the graph looks like on that run. And it's running actually from November to current time. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And here's the report. It shows a $2,700 profit. This is just using 0.1 lot, and average profit is $123. Average loss is almost $38. So this is the key. This is what we want. We want to have a large wins in each trade, and if we do lose, we want to have small losses on each trade. So that's the whole key to it. That's the whole key to making profits and keeping your profits and growing your account. Okay, so here I'm just going to make this chart a little bigger, and I'll just go over how it kind of works a little bit. So this is one of the entries. Again, I was using moderate mode, which is gives you up to 4 entries for limit orders, and then 1 buy stop or sell stop order. In this case, we had 3 entries that fired. So the 4th entry did not get hit because it was just a bit too tight there. You can see the bar came down. And so our 3 entries got in, and the 3 entries went to the respective targets. So if what I can do is show you how it looks at it if I had the manual wave calc on. This is putting the manual wave calculator on, and you can see this is what it would have done. So these are the targets. Each entry goes to the target, and so it's all in FIFO mode. So first entry in is the first entry out. We're using FIFO because the United States wants you to use FIFO, and we find FIFO works quite well. So that's 3 of the entries going right to their respective targets nicely for some nice profits there. And this one also did similar, that same. Okay, so that's a look at basically how that works, and it's very straightforward. We have our classic 1, 2, 3, and off it goes to those targets. So that's basically it. There's our stop for these entries, and we set a set stop here, and that's why it's got the 1 stop. If you set staggered stops, then of course there'd be 3 stops here, and so on. So that's basically how that works. Okay, so it's again very straightforward how it works. But all right, so that's a quick demo of the system. George, Peter, I didn't miss anything there, did I? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Lennox. I muted myself.
Okay.
I thought that was great. Thank you for the in-depth.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I had missed anything.
Okay, we have some questions that we will be taking at the end, or if you want me to start them now. You answered one of the questions.
Just give me another minute. Let me just go through the remaining slides here. So what's included with the Auto123? You get all EA and indicator files. There's an indicator file, and that's it. So there are only 2 files that we need with the Auto123. Is the Auto123 file that I showed you, and then there's an indicator file. You can run Auto123 as long as you remain an active S123 member. You get your own unique private login ID, and let me just quickly show you. If I drag this over to the chart here, oh, it won't allow me to drag it to that chart. Of course not. Okay, so if I drag it back over to the chart, you can see there's a login ID, and this is where this is your own unique ID, and there's also a magic number. I've totally forgot about the magic number. Each chart has to have its own unique magic number, and that's basically the keys to the alert to the Auto123. Okay, so back to here. We have detailed installation videos and documentation, and that is, let me just go to that real quickly. So here on the Auto123 page, we have all the information here, how to prepare to run the Auto123 installation videos. And these videos are very short. They're less than 7-8 minutes or so to set up the Auto123. If you've never done it before, you've got all the detailed installations. We've got the the download links for each of those 2, and we have an extra this text label indicator that you can use on the chart. It's not a must, but what it does is it just puts tells you how many pips you're up or down on a given chart as the Auto123 is running. That's basically what that's for. All right, so that's that, and we have a recommended list of currency pairs. Like I say, the majors. We have weekly training webinars, and I do a playbook every night of the week except for Friday night. So Sunday to Thursday, I do a playbook, and we have a weekly training webinar on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wednesday night is the London session, and Thursday, the following week, the Thursday. So we alternate weeks. Wednesday night London session, Thursday morning New York session, like right now. And we also have Skype room. We call it our lounge, and email support. And the Skype room is great. We have a great set of members who help anyone at any time with any problems. And we're always here to help everybody. Again, this is a win-win-win. I say 3 wins because it's a win-win-win proposition for everyone. We want everyone to succeed and make profits. This is the whole goal of our team, and we are always willing to help anyone at any time to do that. Okay. We went over the settings. I showed you all that in the demo. So that's what this is. So I don't really have to go over that again. Okay, and how to get Auto123. This is it. I'm not a sales guy, so this is basically it. It's very straightforward. Become an S123 member, and you get access to the Auto123. So that's basically it. There's no extra charge for Auto123. Okay, so there's a monthly plan that's well, I guess it was $199. Now it's $129 for your first month, and then $99 a month after that. You can cancel anytime you want. There's no questions asked. Although that's a lie. We would like to know why of course, why you would cancel. But or you can do option number 2, so that's the monthly plan. You can do a 6-month prepay plan, and of course you save some money that way. So that's it. Okay, so straightforward. So we'll open up to questions. For anyone who has any questions, we'll gladly hear you. Okay.
Okay, Lennox, in aqua color is what they would key if to sign up, and you see it at the top.
This is the link here.
Yeah. Okay. One question that came up you've already answered, but let me repeat it so everybody understands it. The Auto123 is compliant in the USA, so it obeys FIFO rules, etc., which is good. In fact, we've found that the FIFO method works very well for anywhere. The other thing is that you can place the 123 on any number of platforms that you want to try out. We have suggested platforms, but you can try it anywhere you want to. And work on Oanda, which is one of the questions. And
George, what I'll do is I'll just show everyone our virtual private server.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we have a virtual private server where everything is on. So here's our remote desktop connect. We have a remote desktop connection from Windows. I'm running Windows 10, and so it's just straightforward. I just connect to it, and I'm in, and it brings up. Let me just get rid of this stuff. It brings up the screen. And so this is, we're right in there. This is my live Axie account in there running with the Auto123 on, no trades currently. I'm still, and then we have a demo Axie account here. See if it brings, there it is. So that's a demo one. And then we have an IG one and so on. We have a number of accounts set up, and you can see this one's firing off. It's got a few, yeah, we've got some good pippage going on here and some losses down below. Yeah, so this is on the server, so you don't have to do anything on the server. You just let it run and that's it. So it was pretty good. All right, so we've got about 5 or 6 different platforms running here on the server. So the VPS is great because you just have everything all in one spot, and you don't have to, have to worry about Windows restarting, Windows going to sleep, Windows updating on you, and so on. So that's the beauty of the VPS. So that's a quick look at it there. All right.
Lennox, one of the questions was what kind of drawdowns can you expect? And the drawdowns tend to be quite minimal because we are very cognizant of money management. And as long as you continue to stick to good money management rules, your drawdowns will be very minimal. Even if you run a percent risk, we suggest 0.5 to 1% for any pair that you're on, etc. And by the way, it does work on not only Forex, but it works on your indices, it works on stocks and commodities. If your broker has those elements on their in the MT4, it will work.
Well, yeah.
And you've got some other questions there, George.
Okay, I forgot to mention we decided we decided to limit the number of entries today because we're so swamped, and it really comes down to it's George and I primarily doing all this stuff. So we felt that 25 members would be sufficient. So think on that as you go forward here.
There's a question. Do we know what the annual rate of return is? No, we don't have any figures on that, and a lot of it depends upon the pairs that you choose, etc. These are dynamic markets, and what we have found is that it varies from broker to broker as to whether you will get a trade or not when a setup occurs. You see, do we have to sign up for an account to use the demo account while I'm learning the system? Well, we suggest that you do use a demo account when you first come onto the system and are learning the system. That is by far the best way. And we will help you on that. And you can set up more than one demo account too. There's no reason why you can't.
Does that answer Murray's question, George?
Any suggestions for a VPS system? There's so many VPS systems out there, and it depends upon, some brokers have VPS offerings. So
yeah,
a lot of it is difficult to answer directly because of where you are on the globe. And
if you had a broker, you would go work with your broker's VPS system. That would probably be the best way to do it. And okay, by the way, everybody's got access to their microphones. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak and ask a question if you have any questions. Okay, so you do have access to your microphone.
Hello, this is Gilles. My question is, can with one subscription apply the EA to several accounts or restricted to one per subscription?
You can apply to as many accounts as you want.
Okay. Good, thank you.
Thank you.
okay, we have been actually using the 1 hour account for most of our studies. I have personally run it on H4 accounts, and yes, it does work on H4 accounts, 4 hour accounts, but your trading times are going to be a heck of a lot longer. As you see on our hourly charts, we tend to have approximately 10 to 12 hours at a average trade will be open. Some of them are shorter than that. Some of them are a little bit longer, but that's the average over our 8 months of trading on the manual system.
Any other questions? Is Stacy with us this morning?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Stacy.
Hi.
Anything fire off for you at all?
No.
Okay. All right. Nothing fired off for us either, so I guess it's just a slow night.
If I can add a question,
Yes.
if someone wants to run the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you can probably use the same chart, like not the same chart, but have a chart of say Greater British Pounds versus US in a 1 hour and then also a 4 hour and run the EA, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can do that.
Yes, you can.
And you must use a different magic number for when you change time frames. Otherwise, it's going to be confusing to analyze the trades on your statement.
Yeah. I was just mentioning that I thought of that because someone, because there was a question of can you trade 4 as well? So.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a very good question. Yes.
The key is the magic number. Right? Each chart must have a unique magic number. Otherwise, the program will get all messed up. It gets all confused.
And your statements get very confusing too.
Lennox, I have a question. This is Donald from Virginia.
Hi, Donald from Virginia. How is it in Virginia today, Donald?
It's a nice day. We've had a lot of rain recently, but it's a nice day now.
Excellent.
Just a question about the EA. I'm just curious, is it able to sift ranging markets? I was just kind of curious about that. I know that the market will range a lot, and without you revealing anything about the code, I was just curious about how does it handle ranging markets and how does it know how to go long or short? Is that possible? Simple answer.
Yeah, that's one of the big challenges. Great question. One of the big challenges that we have with the EA is our EA is based again on the 123 system. Now, the 123 system is looking for a certain pattern and then a certain move, which is a very explosive move out of that pattern. And when we get into a ranging type of market, this is where the main issue is. When you're doing it manually, you can see it, but the Auto123 doesn't see it because it's not, it doesn't have the eyes like we do. So it's just automatically looking for those 1, 2, 3. So it will pick up 1, 2, 3s in ranging markets. So what happens most often is that we get small losses in those areas. However, George and I are working on a workaround for that, and that's one of the big refinements that we want to put together to eliminate those range bound areas. And just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, let me just show you real quick.
I'm just saying, while you're doing that, I'm amazed at how well the EA does, even with the problem of the range bound market. It's amazing how well it's doing.
Yeah, it does quite well. So here we are on the hourly time frame. So we get these type of markets where price goes in these ranges, and we're trying to get rid of that. So if we were using the Auto123, it gets in here. It doesn't know that it is in here. So it will play these 1, 2, 3s and try to make pips. Sometimes it'll get a few, you get a win, but more often than not, you're going to be stopped out for small losses. So what we're trying to do is to catch the larger moves where we get the moves, like that on a 1, 2, 3. That's what the whole key to the 1, 2, 3 is. But what George and I are working on right now is trying to find a way to eliminate these areas, and we think we have something up our sleeves here that should help us as we move forward. So,
all right. Well, thank you.
There's another good question here.
The third wave is impulsive. The other fourth wave is often ranging. So they all know about all that, so they're probably waking up. So,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you at all. Could you, is that a question that you have? Sorry. Hello?
now, if it was me, I was just mumbling, not realizing my microphone was
Oh,
open.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay,
No
there's
problem. Mumbling is
another
allowed.
very good question here. Will the 123 hedge? And the answer is no. It's
No, no
totally
hedging.
US compliant. And if a
Yeah.
new trade comes up in the opposite direction and a trade is open, it will not take that trade. It's a very good question.
Yeah, no hedging. Any other questions?
George,
Yes,
George, can you hear me?
yes.
Did you answer Murray Persicki's question? I'm not sure if you answered it.
What was the question?
The way he worded the question.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me his question, please?
Do you have to sign up for an account to use the demo account while I'm learning the system?
Do you have to sign up with, do you have to be a member to use the demo account? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can use as many demo accounts as you want.
Okay, that's it.
Any other questions?
No. No.
So one of the, again, one of the key things here is when showing this chart of the run of the Auto123, you can see that it takes time for you to start to make make some money in your account. It'll start off and it'll have some rough patches and so forth, but once it starts to pick up, you can see we're starting to climb and climb and climb, and we would expect this to continue climbing going forward now, because it's built up your account to a point now where you can even take bigger risks now. You can up your lot size and so forth and so on as you start making profits.
You might want to show the report there, because a question came up on the drawdowns.
Yeah, so here's the drawdown here at $250 on this run out of a $2,700 profit. That was the maximum drawdown, so that's pretty good.
This is on a $10,000 account.
Yeah, so $250, not too bad. I think that it says here the maximal drawdown is $1,900. So pretty good. 16% of your account. That's really, really good. So you can see that.
And here you see that your average profit is $123 with your average loss at $37. So, you're better than 3 to 1 on this. And of course, it's going to vary according to the pair that you're on, et cetera. But we've been finding some very good results here. And I want to thank the people that have signed up already. Thank you very much.
If there are any questions that haven't been answered, please post them again, because
or use your mic if you know.
Or use your mic, because there've been so many questions and comments that I'm not sure we covered them all.
Yeah, we know George and I have been programming this now since November, really hard, and we have learned so much. I had no idea about robots. George was doing this. I was teaching the manual, and George was researching this previous over a year before, and I had no idea about what he was really doing, and until I decided, okay, maybe I can help him out a little bit, and got into this world of robot programming. And there are a plethora of robots out there doing, some are doing quite well, some, but most we find don't do so well. and again, because they're not built on a solid foundation. And our foundation is the, like I say, the 123 system. We still teach the 123 system, so anyone who wants to learn about the 123 system, it's, you know, it's still open to learning it.
Joe has asked that very important question, and I'm glad you asked it, Joe, because we don't look at this as a black box. We teach you the concepts that go into making up the Auto123 system. And so you do have an opportunity to learn it. We have plenty of backup webinars and reports, even books you can look at that explain the system. And we do go over it in considerable detail so that you can thoroughly understand the system. And one of the nice things that our members have told us about the Auto123 system is that it allows them to better understand the logic behind the actual system itself. And it helps teach them the patience that is necessary to stick to the rules of the 123 system. So it has become an excellent learning tool in its own right for learning the system. So that's a good question, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, this is where when you know, that run I just did, when you can see what the EA is doing, it really opens your eyes to understanding what's going on the charts. And you know, you can see right away, oh, this is going to be a good 123, or this is not going to be a good 123. So if you are at your computer and you want to mess with the EA, you can go and mess with the EA and decide, okay, I don't really like this trade, I can take it off, you know, and so on. But you know, ideally, you just want to let this thing run and do whatever it does, because it's always going to be looking for large profits and keeping the losses very small. You can see that, you know, your stops here are very small, and it's not going to be a huge loss if you do lose. But if you do win, you know, the difference between your here are your this is your stop. So, you know, you're not getting a huge loss here. But when you do win, you know, we're going to these targets that we know that the program will make it to those targets based on our system. So this is the whole key to the 123. The 123 is a system that goes to specific targets, and that's how it works.
There's another aspect to this too. That oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, Christian. Let me point out one other thing, because a lot of times you'll be into a nice profit and you know that news is coming up. Here is where you can say, okay, I want to take my profits now, and I'll, you know, wait for the system to get back in after the news. That's totally possible for you to do. You're coming up to a Friday. You have some nice profits. You can decide whether you want to keep your system open over the weekend or close it out and wait for next week's stuff. So there's a lot of things that you can do to control the system and how it's going to work around unusual things that come up. Okay, Christian, did you have a question?
Yeah, okay, yeah, thanks so much. I just want to ask if let us talk about virtual private servers. I know that most of us who are traders, we only use MT4, which is basically on the PC. So, is there more? I mean, what are the challenges of trying to run this on a PC? Or would you guys recommend us just to take the VPX, basically?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing what you said there, Christian. Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, are you recommending VPX over the PC for better usage? or because most of us are MT4 traders and we normally work on PC?
Well, definitely the VPS is better because you're not going to get Windows updates and all that kind of stuff. So the VPS is definitely superior to your PC. So whether we're recommending it or not, no, we're not really recommending it per se. You know, it's up to you to decide. I run both the PC and the VPS, and you know, as long as the PC, I have a PC that's an older PC, and I just have it on all the time, and that's it. It's just like a VPS basically. But the VPS is superior because it's in the cloud, and it's got better latency, speed, and all that kind of stuff because it's just sitting there. That's its only thing that it does. It's not. I don't get any updates and so forth. I update it when I want to update it. Okay. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so that's the answer to that. It's up to you. You have to decide. I mean, if I noticed on let me just go to one of these sites. I noticed on MQL5 or MQL4, whichever one of these sites they have.
While you're finding that, Lennox, there's a question that came up. Can you restrict hours of trading of the EA? We have that as one of our planned future offerings, but it's not in the present system.
So here's on MetaTrader itself, they have a VPS offering. So you can use their VPS, for instance, and they show you the difference between the execution of trades and so forth. So home PC compared to the regular VPS compared to their VPS, they're saying that theirs is much more superior than the regular VPS that we're using. So whether that's true or not, I haven't tested this to see, or if this is so, but we find that the VPS that we're on is pretty good. I mean, it gives us a 99.9% uptime, something like that. So that's pretty good. But like I said, I run it on my home PC as well, and it's working okay. Maybe it's a bit slower, probably is a bit slower, but that's okay. All right, so it's that's up to you, and your own broker, like Axie, for instance, that I use, they have VPS as well, so I can take advantage of that if I wanted to.
Okay.
Did you answer Lewis's question, George?
Pardon?
Did you answer Lewis's question?
Do you have to have it on while? Yes. In order for an EA to work, it must be active. You can't set it up, have a trade go, and turn it off. It will only obey the settings that you have when it's that are active when it was on. So that's another good reason why a VPS system will work superior, because it remains on all the time.
Yeah, there's some further comments there from Donald.
George, you have to leave us, you say?
Yeah, I have an appointment to get to, so
Okay.
I'm going to have to say goodbye and thank everyone who has signed up, and thank everyone who has attended the webinar. And we hope to see you in the future.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George. There's a comment / question from Richard Bays, which maybe I can tackle. He says, can the Auto123 work with Dukascopy broker? The answer is yes. The only problem, I trade on Dukascopy, although I don't use their MT4 platform. The problem with the MT4 platform is it's not theirs, and Linux has found that it's not as robust as Axie or IG.
Yeah, I use Dukascopy as well, and I use their MT4, It's a third-party MT4 company that they use for it, and they charge you an exorbitant commissions and spreads, so they're getting you both ends, and their charting is not as robust as, say, Axie, for instance. You know, Axie is pretty clean and nice, where these guys aren't as good. So I wouldn't really recommend Dukascopy because of that. Okay, so we've chosen Axie and IG as the two main ones. I think most people from anywhere in the world can access those two brokerages. We found those two to be the best ones so far. Oanda seems okay as well. But again, it's up to you. You can decide, which broker you want to go with. This will work on any broker. It's just, again, how well is it. If it's an ICN broker, I think you have a better chance. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Thanks for all the questions. This is really good.
One more question.
Sure.
I have an IRA. Can it be? It's in the U.S., of course. So this respects the U.S. rules, right? So it's applicable to an IRA account.
I'm not so. I'm in Canada, so I'm not too familiar with IRA accounts and so forth. I mean, we have a thing here in Canada called RRSPs, registered retirement plans. I guess that's similar to an IRA. So, yeah, I mean, your account is with a broker, so you're funding that account to a broker. It's not, you're not going through I'm not going through my RRSP, or you wouldn't be going through your IRA. You're funding the account. So if you're funding it from your IRA, and then you're putting that money back into your IRA, I guess that if that's what you're asking, I think, yeah,
yes,
that's workable.
Yes, I have a FX account open within my IRA. So
within your IRA, okay. So yeah, I can't do that with mine, that's pretty good. Right?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that the trading respects the U.S. rules for trading because it's in U.S. Okay,
yes,
great.
Well, we've set it up so that it respects the FIFO method and so forth, and follows the U.S. rules, the margin requirements and all that kind of stuff. Yes.
Thanks.
There's a question here from Gord.
You're welcome.
There's a question here from Gord Gibson, Lennox.
Yes.
Does account leverage matter?
Oh, account leverage always matters. So it's up to you as your risk tolerance, right? So in the States, I think they limit it to 50 to 1. So you're limited in the United States. You can't go over 50 to 1 leverage. On my Axie here, I believe I can go up to 800 to 1 leverage. I'm settling in at 200 to 1 because I don't want to go higher than that really. So depending on your broker, of course, you can use whatever leverage is afforded you, but keep it small, because leverage is a double-edged sword, right?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yes?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay,
Try
can
again.
you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, this is Christian talking again.
Okay.
I don't really have any question. I just want to say thanks so much for this simple 1, 2, 3, and thank you again for finding time to teach people, both yourself, Peter Bain, and Vic. I didn't get to say thank you for a while, so I just see this as an opportunity to say thank you, at least for the.
Well, thank you, Christian, for the thanks.
For the very first time in my life, I'm beginning to have a purpose in my trading.
Wow.
courtesy of this your simple 123.
Well, that's great. Thanks very much.
So, and I'm very grateful for it. Hopefully, I'm going to join maybe before the end of the month. I will join, and I mean, it's a place to be, and I know. And by the time I hang around with you for the next 1 to 2 years, I want to be a trader like you, so that I can be earning by living through trading. Thanks again.
You're welcome, and thank you for the nice compliments and comments. That's great. That's what we hope for everyone. We get people come in and they have no idea about forex and so forth, and then 3 to 6 months later they're making profits, and that's what we want. We want to see everybody making profits. This is what it's all about. You don't want to be going into into something that you're going to be losing your money. We want to make money, and this is what it's all about. We all want to win, and this is what we're here. We're trying to help everybody win. Okay,
There's a question here. There's a question here from Dennis Mitchell, Lennox.
Yes.
It says here, could there ever be more than one trade opened on one pair / instrument?
Yes. As long as you have a unique magic number for that pair, yes, you can do that. And you can have different, you can have hourly, 4 hour, but the key thing is that the magic number is different for each chart.
Are there any more questions or comments? I've tried to keep up to them. There's been so many. I'm hoping I haven't overlooked any. So if there's something that you want to ask before we close off, please re-register your comment, because we don't want to leave this presentation with you thinking we're ignoring you. That's not the case.
Yeah, I've got a quick question.
Okay.
It's Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Lennox. Have you got any analysis of the sessions during which the losses occurred? So, for instance, I mean, the Asian session is typically quite flat. So I would expect most of your losses are coming from that session. I just wondered whether you've done any analysis on.
No, we haven't really looked at it that way, because based on the alerts come in on the hour, every hour, if there are any 1, 2, 3 setup. So yes, you'll find, of course, that there are lull times, in the afternoon here using Eastern time. 5 o'clock Eastern, when the market switches over to the Asian session and so forth, you get lulls, and then of course during that whole session it's kind of flat. But I'm sure if we ran some tests on that, you would probably be correct in that there would be more smaller wins or a lot more losses during those times for sure. The main times are, of course, the London Open session, is more robust. New York session is more robust. Yeah. So I would expect that for sure.
Yeah. So George mentioned that in a future update you will have the ability to specify the trading hours for the EA. How long in the future do you think that will take for you to come up with that update?
At this point, what we're trying to concentrate on is those sideways markets. So we're trying to get that done first. If we can eliminate that, that will really help us a great deal. But yes, we want to look at the hours. We want to look at news as well. So we want to be able to say, okay, news item is coming up. Let's just stop the EA if there are no trades open and so forth, or close trades before that news if it's red news. So yeah, we have those things on the drawing board, but the main concentration right now is to try to eliminate losses more than anything else. So if we can eliminate these areas and just stick with our main thrust, that's our key goal right now. Okay, so I can't give you a time, date, or anything like that when we would be looking at the other stuff at this point.
I guess they're overlapping things, though, aren't they? You're saying you want to avoid trading during the flat times.
Yes. So there is an overlap.
The times, then that will probably help you with avoiding those flat periods.
Exactly, and I think that's going to work hand in hand. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
A couple follow-on questions here. I'll start with Reynold Joseph. He says AXI broker does not accept U.S. clients as per your recommendation.
Okay, so you'd have to go with IG then, if that's. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that they didn't accept U.S. clients.
It doesn't surprise me. There are a number of brokers that don't.
Yeah, that is so frustrating that that occurs, but that's the way it is in the world here.
I believe Duca's copy doesn't either. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the case. A follow-on comment from Dennis Mitchell. Getting back to his original question, it says here, what I meant was, could the EA open a second trade on a pair on the same time frame before an earlier trade had completed? That is, so increasing risk on one pair.
No, it's only one trade at a time. So if you're on the same pair, it's only going to open one trade at a time. So it's going to open these series of trades, no other trades. You can't go the opposite way or anything when these trades are on. These trades have to finish first before a new trade will come on. And that's basically the essence of the 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, Lance, what I think he meant is it does open, depending on conservative, minimalist, or moderate setting, they are up to 3 or 4 entries, aren't they? So
yes, in this case, with the moderate, we can open up to 4 limit orders and a buy stop or a sell stop order. In this case, you could have opened a buy stop order at this point if you had the buy stop setting set to true. But that's it. But you can't open, it won't open any other trades. That's it. It won't go short. If you're going long, it's not going to go short. So there's no hedging or anything like that. I think I have a question. I have a question for Stacy, actually. If Stacy is still with us.
Yep.
How do I get rid of these annoying Microsoft Edge things that pop up? Any idea?
What ones are popping up?
These things. Do you see them in the right corner of the screen here?
No, I'm not saying any. Oh, you probably just have to turn off notifications.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in settings. Let me see where it's at.
Yeah, I'll do that after. I see these annoying pop-ups, and this wasn't doing it before, so I think there was an update, and now something has changed.
Yeah, it's in your options, and you probably just in notifications.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
All right. Any other questions? Sorry about that, guys.
I don't see any right now, Lennox, but again, before we close, if you have any comments or questions, this is a great time to get them in because you have Lennox's undivided attention.
So remember, the other thing about, we teach the 1, 2, 3 as a manual system. We have the auto wave calc and the manual. So this is the manual wave calc that I'm hovering over here that I put on the chart. We also have an auto wave calc, which automatically just goes on the chart and shows you the 1, 2, 3s. And then we created the auto 1, 2, 3 robot that does the trading for you. It's mimicking the auto 1, 2, 3 indicator, but it does it for you without you having to intervene. So it also what I want to tell you, it also works in the world of the stocks and so on as well. So I use it in this world of stocks and options and so forth. I use the wave calculator to help me, and you can see, on here they have fib tools, and this essentially similar, but I find the auto the wave calculator much superior, but this gives you the idea of, you know, all we're looking for, like I'm trying to explain, is we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, and then you catch that move. So anytime we get a 1, 2, 3, that's what we want to do. We just want to jump into a 1, 2, 3. So here I'm on the hourly time frame. You find a 1, 2, 3, and you want to get in at the sweet spot of the 1, 2, 3, and then you catch the move, and that's basically what it's all about. So it's a very simple concept. The hard part, of course, is to put it into action, right? So trading manually, like I say, is very difficult because you've got emotions and so forth that come into play, and hence the reason why we wanted to create the Auto123. Get rid of all those emotions. Just let the program do the work for you. All right. So that's the essence of it. Because it's one thing to say, okay, yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now you gotta trade it, and that's when people start to panic and so forth. They're up a little bit of money, or they're down a little bit of money, and they start to panic. And if you can be patient and follow rules, yes, you can be successful manually trading. But if you have problems doing that, then Auto123 is the way to go. All right, so if there are no other questions, how far we're in an hour and a half, so we'll call it a day. And we again appreciate everyone joining us. And that's basically all. You know, that's basically it. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Paul from Nigeria.
Hi, Paul.
I don't know, Lennox, could you hear me?
Yes, I can. How is it in Nigeria
okay.
today?
Yeah, fine. Things are going well.
Good.
I want to really appreciate you and Peter for setting up this system, you know.
Thank you.
Though I know how to take a break for a while because, like you said, you know, trading manually with the 123 system is quite tasking. And one of the painful part of it is that sometimes I wake up in the morning to see that I've missed some, you know, a good setup. And, you know, entry is key. You need to get in on time, like get in on that, you know, so you don't get unnecessary drawdowns and all that. So just want to appreciate you guys for this system. So I want to just, what I would just need to know is it possible to set the EA to probably take probably 10, 20 pips or maybe 30 pips. You know, I know sometimes trading the system, you could get up to 50, 100 and all that, but to make it quite automated for me, like instead of getting online, I just get a VPS, install everything and just take 20 pips only or 30 pips only, you know. Is it possible to set the EA? Like, I think that's just the question I need to ask. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. And we've had feedback from our members and so forth as well on things like that. Now, the key to our 123 system is that we have set targets. And the reason why we have set targets is because this is trading, and the whole trading world, everything that happens in the markets is based on probabilities. Okay, so once you understand that everything is based on probabilities, the probability of price once it leaves this area and breaks this high and starts to move, the probability of price reaching target becomes great. Okay, so yes, you can say, okay, I got 20 pips, you know, I want out, you know, whatever, 20 pips here, 30 pips, you know, you can do that if you want manually, but the program is set to go to these targets. So the targets are set in stone, as it were. So the probability that the price is going to reach these targets is, like I say, is very high. So in this case, on this trade, your first entry is going to give you 100. How many pips is that? Let's see. That's 80 pips, 60 pips. Sorry, 60 pips to that target. So if you felt that, okay, you know, if you were watching this and you felt, oh, I got 20 pips, I'm good. You know, you can do that. You can take it off if you want, but the program is set to go. And the whole key to the 123 is to learn patience, because once, like I say, price breaks this level, the probability is high that we're going to reach our targets. Okay, so yes, you can. We don't have anything set for you to change it to a 20 pips or that, but you can manually do that if you want. If you see that you're okay, I'm up 20 pips, I want to take it off, you can do that. But we don't have it set so that you can do that, because that would it'd be giving you too many options, and it would just be, you know, too confusing, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So
there's a question from Said once you're done.
Yes, go ahead. Hope that answers your question anyways, okay?
Yeah, questions from Said says here, should we look for trending / volatile pairs on the 1 hour chart before running the EA on any pair?
Well, again, we recommend the major pairs. So any of the major pairs, you know, really work quite well. You know, we do see like USD CAD not so great. For whatever reason, USD CAD doesn't perform as well. But then again, it might pick up, you know, going forward. So in our back testing, it's not as great for whatever reason, but you know, this can change. So yes, ideally you want to try to find trending pairs, and that's you know, you can see like USD CAD was in a downtrend for quite a long time here. So there were opportunities to go short along the way here. So yeah, and you know, you can see it went sideways all through here. So this was not a great time to be trading here. So that's probably why we're getting those kind of results. You get long periods where it's just trending sideways. And this is on the weekly time frame. So this is not just about 1 hour time frame. Overall, this has been in a huge sideways trend, and then it caught a big, huge trend to the downside. So ideally, now would be a good time to be jumping into USD CAD, because it's starting to push and looks like it wants to turn and go back to the upside. So, you know, that will be kind of like we want to look at for sure. So yes, that's a great question. Yeah, the trending pairs are the best. And we use the major pairs because they're the most widely played, and most people play these. And so these move, you know, with great vigor compared to some of the other exotic pairs. Okay, thanks for that question.
I don't see any other comments or questions, Lennox. It looks like I've tried to keep up. We had a lot of questions and comments. I've tried to keep up to them all.
Well, that's good. I hope we haven't missed anyone. If we have missed any questions, you know, please, you can always send an email to us. It's info@forexmentor.com. For anyone that doesn't have that, it's info@forexmentor.com is for our email. So if you have any questions at all, you can always send it to us that way. We thank everyone again for hanging with us today. Appreciate that. And,
just one further comment, Lennox, in case people overlooked it. With the system, we do have the Skype lounge, which is very active, and people who sign up can participate in that Skype lounge, ask questions, post comments, see what other traders are doing. It's a great learning resource because you're in there with other like-minded people. Of course, Lennox said before, we run webinars once a week, be it the London session or the New York session. That's once a week. So it's not like we leave you hanging dry once you sign up. We have those two resources. Plus, we also have the email address info@forexmentor.com, where you can email us at any time with any question you have. We're here to support you and make sure that you're successful. So there you go. That should help you get going.
All right. Thanks, Peter. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And sharing your time with us. We appreciate that. So there you are again. A couple plans for you. You can all, decide which way is best for you, and we thank you again. All right, so we will call it a day then, and we hope to see you in our lounge.
Thanks for an excellent presentation, Lennox.
Thank you, Peter, for your assistance. Appreciate that. And have a great day or evening, everyone. Be safe.
Lennox, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No
I know
problem.
you were closing, but Reynolds Joseph came in with a question here on option 2. Option 2, is it automatically renewable? I quite frankly don't know.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
On option 2, is it automatically renewable?
I don't know the answer to that either. Option 2, 6-month prepaid plan, is it automatically renewable? I presume unless you, I would presume so unless you decide that you don't want to. You can always cancel if you don't want to do automatic renew. Definitely.
Okay.
That works fine for me. I just did that.
Yeah, I think that's how it works, right? You cancel if you don't want to have it renewed. Yeah. You just let us know. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is, everything is up and up here. We're not into, this is not fluff and stuff. This is all real live stuff. We're here to help you succeed. Okay. So if you want to join, great. If you don't want to join, that's fine. If you join and you have any issues or whatever, you can cancel anytime and so on. So, we're very transparent that way. Okay.
Yeah, in the Skype
I'm here to
lounge.
help others. I'm not here to scam or anything like that. That's not what we're about.
I should mention that in the Skype lounge, you'll notice that George and Lennox are very active, which means if you have a comment or question or suggestion, you can get their attention. It's not like they're running and hiding. They're in there all the time. So that's a definite advantage.
All right. Okay, thanks everyone again, and we'll say goodbye unless there are any last questions. We have one more chance. All right.
Looks like that's it.
Thank you so much for a great webinar, Lennox, George, Peter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That sounds like Martin.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Lennox. Thanks for this presentation.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. All right, take care, everyone. Be safe, eh?
Bye now.
Bye.